Hi, everybody. This is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion, your host, the Hut. And of course, this is the Baseball Hut 2. And I would hope that you like this channel and subscribe and let me know what you think about it. So, we're going to get started. As you know, if you don't know, August 1st at 6 p.m. is the trading deadline. And we're going to find out who's going to be selling, who's going to be buying. And in this video, we're going to talk about some of them right now. But of course, before we get into that, I need you to hit that subscribe button and let me know what you think about what's going on in baseball right now. So here we go. We're going to talk about the Pirates. The Pirates, up and down, up and down, up and down. Right now, they're down. From ClutchPoints.com. Rumor, will the Pirates buy ahead of the 2023 MLB trade deadline? And it doesn't matter who wrote it. Even though their record is now 34-38. Whew, the Pirates have been one of the biggest surprises in Major League Baseball this season. The Pirates are looking to maximize their early season success as they approach the 2023 MLB trade deadline. Pittsburgh has entertained the idea of entering the trade deadline with a buyer's mentality via Jason Mackey of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Team president Travis Williams believes the Pirates are ready for the playoffs and will work in collaboration with owner Bob Nutting and general manager Ben Cherington to help them get there. Now, the Pirates have not been in the postseason in quite a few years. And they have all these young players that are coming to the system. They will have the number one pick in the MLB's amateur draft on July 9th. The consensus seems to be that Dylan Cruz will go number one, but there seems to be that maybe Max Clark could be the number one pick. Quote, Bob, Ben, and I are all aligned with the fact that we want to be a postseason team, Williams said. If there's an opportunity to do that now, we're going to give him the opportunity or freedom to do what he needs to make that happen. Williams did stop short of explicitly saying the Pirates plan to buy at the 23 MLB trade deadline. However, the team is intent on competing. If the opportunity to buy presents itself and fits inside Pittsburgh's perceived playoff window, the Pirates won't hesitate to make a deal. Even with their recent slide, the Pirates are still 4 games back of the National League Central. They lead the division for a good chunk of the early part of the year. Pittsburgh is hopeful and confident they can return to their winning ways and complete their surprise takeover of the NL Central. Now, they're not the only young team in the National League Central that is playing well. The Cincinnati Reds have won 11 in a row. And they have a lot of talent, just like they might have more talent on their team in terms of young talent than the Pirates do. Pirates still have a lot of talent in their farm system. They're going to add on, obviously, for the draft. But they're two teams that could be a lot of fun to watch in the second half as we get closer to the trade deadline. Now, Milwaukee's there. They have good pitching. They don't hit a lot. They're kind of in first place, I guess, at the moment. The Cardinals are in dead last. They played terribly. I don't believe they'll be contending for the division. But keep an eye on the Pirates and the Reds in particular. I don't think the Reds will be big buyers at all. If they bring in anybody, it'll probably be somebody on the fringes. But the Pirates are a team to keep an eye on. Do they feel that this is their first year to compete, or do they just ride this group out, this young group out, and hope that they can get the third wildcard spot? Keep an eye on that. Next up, the New York Yankees. Now, the New York Yankees have a bit of an issue. They don't have their best player, Aaron Judge. He hurt his toe running into the wall in Dodger Stadium, and they can't seem to figure out when to get him back. Usually when a horse, breaks a leg or does something, they shoot it. But with Aaron, who knows when he's coming back? So the Yankees have a bit of a problem in that you've seen all these glaring problems that they have. Josh Donaldson's back. He might be finished. DJ LeMahieu doesn't have much left. He's not really an everyday player. Anthony Rizzo isn't the player that he once was. They don't have much production out of their shortstop position. Anthony Volpe has sort of been a bit of a dud. As an everyday player at short. So Brian Cashman, the general manager, has some issues. Now, this is from NJ.com. Headline, who can Yankees deal an MLB trade deadline to fix this mess? The Yankees' confidence in their veteran position players has never wavered. They'll admit that their aging stars aren't playing well, but the numbers are becoming increasingly alarming. This team has had the worst offense in all of baseball since Aaron Judge landed on the injured list, unavailable to bail them out. Quote, they're struggling right now, owner Hal Steinbrenner said last week, speaking about LeMahieu, Donaldson, Giancarlo Stanton, and Anthony Rizzo. Can't forget about Stanton, who probably, his contract has probably hamstrung the Yankees so badly that it's held them back in terms of where they can spend. You know, it used to be the Yankees were wild spenders. Hal Steinbrenner is not his father. And because of that, he will not spend crazy. But with that contract, that was a joke. At a certain point, if this offense doesn't wake up without Judge, the Yankees need to come to terms with a scenario in which this group simply isn't good enough to take them to the playoffs. Right now, they're barely a postseason team as it is, clinging to the final wildcard spot in the American League with 90 games remaining. I would think the Yankees will be buying. I think I could see them doing a kind of a trade where they bring in like a Harrison Bader. Harrison Bader, they brought him in late, but I think they'll bring in somebody that's better than that. But they wouldn't have to give up a lot. I could see the Yankees being buyers. The Yankees are always going to be buyers. And the Yankees won 99 games last year. Why would they want to sell? And if Judge comes back, he's basically their team. And if he plays well, he carries them. So I don't see any way for them not to do that. Now, the thing is that the Yankees have a lot of dead weight on this team. All of this should be addressed in the offseason. Donaldson should be gone. LeMahieu, I don't know what they're going to do with him. And Stanton, they're stuck with him. But Donaldson will be out of here. That I can guarantee you. But, you know, that's the thing. This team is not selling. I would be shocked if the Yankees sell. And the Yankees still have an issue at shortstop, which they have not really addressed. They've not really addressed this really for quite a few years now. But I'll just keep you posted on it. I don't expect the Yankees to sell. So that's my take on it. And finally, the San Diego Padres. The Padres are another team that's very disappointing. They spent a lot of money the last few years, and they basically have spun their wheels. Right now, they're currently in fourth place in the National League West, and they're not playing all that great. They got 3 teams ahead of them, 2 teams ahead of them, plus division-leading Diamondbacks. They have a lot of work to do. It's from Fansided.com. San Diego Padres have obvious kryptonite need at MLB trade deadline. Let's see what they have to say here. And San Francisco's comeback for an extra inning win on Tuesday night and San Francisco's walk-off win on Wednesday night. The kryptonite for the star-laden team once again revealed itself. Sure, batting with runners in scoring position hasn't been a problem all season. The true weakness of the team seems to what happens in the later innings of games. After the loss on Wednesday, San Diego is now 2-7 in games where they are tied after 8 innings. 5-13 in one-run games. Wow, that's pretty bad. And 0-6 in extra inning games. Those numbers that simply won't allow you into the postseason. No matter how much you've been spent on a roster or how many All-Star game appearances are up and down your lineup. We've talked in past articles about what the Padres need at the upcoming MLB trade deadline. And there's every belief that A.J. Preller will be active in a buyer at the deadline. But the need has become very apparent in its relief pitching. San Diego simply must fortify its bullpen if it's going to contend in the second half of the season. Sure, Robert Suarez is on the horizon and will likely be back with the Padres sometime before the MLB trade deadline, but more needs to be done. Moves need to be made in order to give San Diego more options in the closing moments of the game when Josh Hader isn't available. Shrug it off as a bad game or just a run of luck or whatever you want, but the Padres are now 73 games into the season. Eventually, one-run losses or late inning collapse will catch up with you in the race for October, especially in the National League West, where the Dodgers, Diamondbacks, and Giants all have visions of the postseason at the moment. San Diego must improve its options in the bullpen. Otherwise, that kryptonite will keep what could be a Superman type of team. There's no way. You know the problem is very similar to the Mets, but the thing is with them, they're another team that has a similar. Actually, think about it. They actually have a similar problem in their clubhouse. They don't have any leadership in that clubhouse either. Close they have to a leader is Manny Machado. I don't know if he's quite there yet. So this is an extremely immature team from a outsider's point of view. Obviously, I'm not a Padres fan, but that seems to be a major problem. And even though they have a good manager, unless you have a leader that's on the field, that's an everyday player, you're going to struggle. And there are guys there that haven't been there that long. Juan Soto's only been there not even a calendar year. So he's not really a leader. I don't know in his career that he's able to be a leader at his younger age. I don't know if he's there yet. Machado's the closest thing, and he doesn't quite have it. And obviously they have their issues with Fernando Tatis Jr. Hopefully he's gotten past those problems that he has. But I wouldn't be surprised if he does something else that's crazy. But the Padres have a lot of problems, one of them being the immaturity and really this bullpen. I would suggest a player to them in case the New York Mets decide to sell. David Robertson would help that bullpen. He's a good reliever. He's really good. So just keep that in mind. But that's my suggestion. What's your suggestion in this video? What's going to happen with the Pirates? Well, let's see. I believe that the Pirates will be kind of a seller, a kind of a buyer, kind of a seller, more buyer than seller. I think the Yankees will be a buyer, and I think the Padres will be a buyer too, because I think the Padres, they have to sell. They have to buy. They can't sell. They have to buy. So we got two definite buys and one team that's half and half. I could see them go one way or the other. But more buying than selling right now, but not a big buy. So, you let me know what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut 2. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.